Okay, yes indeed. All right, great. Thanks again for joining us today. Thank you very much for joining us for KeyDigital webinar series. We're going to go ahead and get started now on the presentation for KD Pro 2x1 and KD Pro 4x1, perfect presentation switchers for your classroom, conference room, huddle space applications. If you haven't worked with these products yet, these products are essentially, they're essentially a third, maybe even a fourth generation product from KeyDigital. So you know that we have update here at KeyDigital products based on the new needs of HDMI, right? So we design new products to fit the new specifications that are out there, new specifications such as HDCP 2.2, which these products are fully supporting. HDCP 2.2 is often needed when you're integrating with the cable box. Now even satellite boxes are requiring this to view specific channels, not all content, but there are a number of channels that require that. Blu-ray players or Roku, Apple TV, not Apple TV yet, but Roku has now their Roku 4 and Roku Ultra. HDCP is a big question whenever it comes to content that's been created in Hollywood, and they want to make sure that people are not pirating that content. Now, it may not be the primary concern of a conference room, boardroom, or classroom. However, at KeyDigital, we do ensure that all of our current products are up to date with the latest specifications in HDMI, so that we have a very flexible product. You know, it's something that does separate us from some of those manufacturers in the on the presentation side that don't really seem up to date with the latest and greatest. We make sure we're on that edge there with you guys, because often that's what your end users are demanding. So these are HDCP 2.2 compliant, and also support a full 18 gigabits per second bandwidth on the HDMI connectors, so that you can get that 4K signal even with HDR if needed. They also have EDID control built into these switchers, which is extremely important. EDID control allows the audiovisual integrator to choose the handshake that goes to each of the video sources, because this is going to be in the middle of the communication between the display and the sources, acting as a buffer. It's part of our full buffer technology. We're able to provide EDID authentication in addition to HDCP authentication, as I just described. We also have TMDS reclocking in this, which is very, very important, because you might not be going directly in and out on short cables with these products. The TMDS reclocking feature is a way that you could come in on a long length HDMI cable or HD-based T extender, or out on a long length HDMI cable or HD-based T extender, and ensure that this product in the middle there is going to agree with all that connectivity coming in and out, because essentially digital video is ones and zeros, and if you're going on a long cable in or out, then really it's just a matter of, can we interpret those ones and zeros any longer? And with reclocking, it's like restoring ones and zeros that have maybe become looking more like squiggly lines. Very, very important, and that's part of our full buffer technology as well. So anytime you look at KeyDigital products, one thing we always advertise is our full buffer technology, because it is so important. So in fact, we'll give you guys a quick tour here of the KeyDigital website. If you go to keydigital.com, or if you view my screen here, you'll see the web page, keydigital.com. And if you just want to search specifically for a product, you scroll down to the bottom right of our website, and you can type in the product SKU with or without the KD hyphen at the beginning. Here we are, KD Pro 4x1. So we could see here, it's part of our full buffer system, managing TMDS reclocking, HDCP authentication, and EDID control. And if you're wondering what those handshakes look like that we have in the software of, this product and all of our EDID control products, you could just jump right into the operation manual where we actually try to put some good information in there for you. I scroll on down to the information about EDID control, and you saw that this there was a blue rotary dial, and that blue rotary here corresponds with these 16 settings, 0 through F, where we have everything in all video resolutions with 3 different audio formats going along with it. 1080i, which also serves as a 720p handshake, comes along with 2-channel, 5.1 or HD 7.1 audio formats. 1080p with the 3 audio formats on settings 4, 5, and 6. Then you have 4K at 30 frames per second, 7, 8, and 9. 4K at 60 frames per second on settings A, B, and C, and DVI handshakes for those common computer resolutions as well. Very, very important information in that owner's manual there. And so this way, our box can relay the HDMI handshake to the source versus relying on it to come from the monitor, which would be what happens if you left it in setting 0. So let's return to the presentation here before we go back into the website from time to time. Hope that was clear with you guys. And we take a look at another brilliant feature that this product, now that we're 3, 4 generations in, we just continue to add more and more features, making this a one-box solution for your applications. That feature is the output audio de-embedding. We actually give you the audio of the selected source output on Phoenix connector and 3.5 millimeter. That Phoenix connector is balanced and unbalanced. Balanced and unbalanced, so it's a 6-pin Phoenix terminal, left plus, left minus, and ground, right plus, right minus, and ground, or you could pull analog off on a 3.5 millimeter connector if that's something you prefer. There's digital audio on a PCM RCA. Now, very, very important about this is no DSP or decoding. I'm going to return here to the internet where we take a look at the owner's manual and the table here where we give you this information. So no DSP or decoding. What does that mean? Well, if you want to go out on analog, then you need to ensure that your input signal format is 2-channel. 2-channel on the HDMI connector. And that can be a little difficult sometimes in the HDMI world. Why? Because of digital handshaking. But not with KeyDigital. We don't make it difficult. Why? Just tell your source, give it either handshake 1, 4, 7, or A. And what do all those have in common? 2-channel PCM audio. So you set the audio to 2-channel, you specify it with the handshake, and now it all comes together, how the EDID control works to ensure that the integrator is getting what they need from the connected sources so that it's compatible not only with the monitor or projector on the back end, but also with your audio system there in the equipment rack with these devices perhaps. So there's no DSP or decoding. So what happens if you do give us Dolby DTS or 7.1 audio? Well, on the analog audio output connectors, we just mute those connectors. Why? Because, again, through experience, we've learned that if you don't mute the signal and it's multi-channel, if you don't mute the left-right analog, you might end up with a bunch of noise. Nobody wants that. These are things we've learned through our research development here in-house under one roof at KeyDigital. We have all of the design and engineering, hardware and software under one roof, Mount Vernon, New York. Very beneficial to you folks there that we handle all that under one roof. So it's another great feature. And then perhaps one of the best things of all is just the various control benefits we give you. You can control KD Pro 2x1, KD Pro 4x1 with the included IR remote. via RS-232 on the Phoenix connectors, full bidirectional RS-232, or via TCP/IP straight off the network, which is a big benefit because this product is app ready. We'll show you more about that. Or you can control it over the network from your control system such as Compass Control, Crestron, or more. But beyond those traditional AV integration methods, we also have trigger and auto sensing. Auto sensing is extremely popular. For example, we have over 60 rooms installed in Sweden at Volvo's campus. These were all conference rooms and presentation rooms where they were updating from analog video to digital video, and when they did that, they also just didn't want a control system any longer. You know, maybe it has something said to what was happening in the what happened in with the GUI that was delivered to Volvo from the programmer. You know, that's beyond us, but what happened there was the control system was just too complicated. They said, we need easy. So with AutoSense, it's the easiest possible way to get your room up and running. What they did is they put the two wires at the conference table with the instructions that when it's your turn, you plug in. How's that for easy? When it's your turn, you plug in to the laptop or the video source you want to present from, and with auto sensing enabled, which is set by this dip switch on the face of the unit, you're able to immediately jump to that newly detected input. It uses hot plug detection, which means it could also detect if a newly inactive signal occurs, meaning that I'm viewing a source and I unplug and it will switch to the next available input. So if I'm on source 2 and I unplug my cable, it'll advance to 3, then to 4, and then back around to 1, searching for an available input to select. Very nice, enabling the system to be controlled without a control system whatsoever. Or perhaps you want to make life really easy for your client and give them a hardwired button. You could actually plug into our trigger sensor. It's just 2 wires, signal and ground, pins 1 and 3 on the Phoenix terminal, the control Phoenix terminal on the rear of the unit. And it's just sequential switching, almost if you were to wire a doorbell, for example. It gets that momentary voltage connection closure, and it will sense that and advance from input 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and back around to 1 again. So that's another option when working with KD Pro 2x1 and KD Pro 4x1. Now let's return to one of the most popular applications for this product, which is the huddle space. Huddle spaces are small conferencing areas where people could get together, push content onto a monitor so they could share their ideas without having to reserve a conference room. They could share their ideas over coffee. And of course, this makes that very easy. Simply have your wiring on the at the huddle space table or surface that they may be at, and plug in your cable to have the switcher advance to the next input with auto sensing, or control it with the app if you'd like to have a really nice touch. We'll get into that in a moment. KD app is an excellent way if you'd like to create a little one device network hub or Wi-Fi network with something like a TP-Link. If you're not familiar with that, it's about the size of a hockey puck. It's a Wi-Fi router, and you could have your iOS device have a pre-built GUI to control KD Pro 2x1, KD Pro 4x1 for a very elegant solution. Or it can be something a little more advanced in a conference room or a classroom. You could have it as part of a compass control system or your integration system of choice, because KD Pro 4x1 actually responds to output 1 switching commands from all the KeyDigital matrix switcher drivers and profiles that are out there across the various control systems. You could talk to us over, we have an open API that anybody can create command strings for as well. So in this system, you have an Apple TV, so people can push AirPlay, push content from their mobile device via AirPlay. Cable or satellite box. A laptop or PC dedicated into the Pro 4x1. And a podium plug-in from our KD X422WP. It's a dual gang wall plate HD base T extender that's now on the market. Into the KD Pro 4x1, these signals go, and controlled by our compass control interface there, so that the iPad can switch to select the desired video source, can change the channel on the Apple TV or or navigate the menu of the Apple TV and change the channel on the cable sat box, turn on and off the displays or projectors via IR, RS-232, controlling the amplifier, or even controlling the lighting of the room with a partner product such as Leviton. They have a whole lighting system that can be interfaced with. All of that with a simple MC1000, or if you don't need anything more than 3 control ports, you could even go with our brand new CX800, very cost-effective universal control gateway that has one functionality that can be a compass control interface, or another functionality that could be a third-party control interface, as it has an open API, in fact. So these are the types of systems that are being installed with KD Pro 2x1, KD Pro 4x1. And you see we even use our 50-foot cable in between the switcher and the display. We actually go up to 75 feet. Not a problem for KD Pro 4x1 because of that TMDS reclocking that we discussed. So this product is app ready, as I mentioned. KD Pro 2x1 and KD Pro 4x1. And here's a look of the control GUI. It is prefixed. If you need a custom GUI, that's when you go to Compass Control. But the KD app can be downloaded from the App Store. It is iOS only. And what happens is it scans the network. You just need to configure the network settings for this product. Now, KeyDigital devices are static IP. They're not dynamic. So in order to teach you all how to configure the network, we have a nice short video here that we're going to play for you right now. We're going to ask Chantel from KeyDigital's technical support team to go ahead and teach you guys how to do this. It's on the downloads and specifications section for this product and all app ready products. Take it away, Chantel. Let's go ahead and get volume here.
Chantel from KeyDigital's technical support, and we've been getting a lot of questions on how to do this. So today I have a quick video on how to set up your IP device using just a CAT cable and your PC. You will need a PC, a CAT cable, and hyperterminal software such as PuTTY or TerraTerm. Today we'll be using TerraTerm. Let's get started. You're going to open up your browser and you're going to go ahead and search for TerraTerm. I typically download from the CNET website. I'm going to click on that link. And I'm going to go ahead and click on download to initiate. Once it downloads, I'm going to go ahead and start the installation. And it's important for you to download the software because once we change the IP of the computer, we won't be able to access the internet anymore. Standard installation at this point is perfectly fine. I won't launch it just yet because we're going to go ahead and change the IP of the PC, and then we'll be able to launch the software. We're going to go ahead and open up our network settings. We're going to right click on it and we're going to choose Open Network and Sharing Center. At this point, we're going to go ahead and choose on the left hand side, Change Adapter Settings. Once we're here, we're going to make sure that the wireless is disabled. So if you have Wi-Fi enabled at the point in time, you need to disable it. Once we disable the wireless, we're going to go ahead and right click on the Ethernet, and we're going to go ahead and click on Properties. We're going to then choose Internet Protocol version 4, or IPv4 for short. We're then going to choose Properties. Default is set to automatic. And here's where we're going to go ahead and build our mock network. We're going to choose Use Manual IP Address. Since our devices have a default network identifier of 192.168 and a default host identifier of a 0.network, we're going to go ahead and type in any IP address that fits within that realm. For instance, we're going to be using 192.168.0.210. That's going to be the IP address of this PC. Default IP addresses of all of our units are 192.168.0.239. So please refer to your manual. Then we're going to go ahead and choose subnet mask field. It will automatically populate. Next step we're going to go ahead and do is change the IP address of the default network, in this case our mock network. So we're going to use 192.168.0.1. We're going to go ahead and launch TerraTerm at this point. And once we've launched TerraTerm, we can go ahead and type in the IP address, but it's important to select Telnet and not leave it on the default, which is SSH. Once we select Telnet, it's going to automatically update the TCP/IP port, which is going to be 23. We're going to go ahead and type in the IP address in the top field. So once again, that's going to be 192.168.0.239. Once it opens up and it connects, we can go ahead and type in the 3 commands that we're going to need in order for the IP address to change. I find it is much easier to follow along with the manual in order for you to type in the correct commands, but I will put it on the screen for example purposes. In order to change the host IP of the device, such as the KDVW 4x4 Pro, the command would be SPCE-TIPA, followed by the IP address and 3 characters all across the board. For example, 192.168.002.239. The next command that will change the IP of the router is as followed: SPCE-TIPR. Finally, the last command that we are going to send will apply and reboot the network settings, and it is SPCE-TIPB. Once again, you can always reference the manual for the commands. Once we've done those 3 steps, we won't be able to access it anymore on the network that we've created since the IP address has been changed. At this point, you can go back into the settings that we just went to in our network settings and change it back to automatic once you connect your PC back to your normal network and you connect your actual device. Like I said, in this case we're using a VW 4x4 back to the network as well. You'll be able to communicate to it. And there's a pretty easy way to testing this. You can do it two ways. One, you can just ping the IP address. That will give you a response by using the command prompt that's built into PCs, or Windows, I should say. And then the other way that you can test to see if you're getting a response is by actually opening up your browser, and you're going to type in the IP address and wait for the web-based configuration site to populate. Once you've done those steps, your device is set up and you are all good to go using it and programming. So thank you for watching this video, and if you ever have any questions, you can always contact us at KeyDigital Technical Support via email, which is going to be tech@keydigital.com. That's TECH@keydigital.com. You can also give us a call Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 914-667-9700. Have a nice day, guys. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, Chantel. And again, if you wanted to review that video, if you needed to review that video in the future to configure the Pro 2x1 or KD Pro 4x1, it's a real simple process. What you do is you just head over to KeyDigital.com, and on the product page itself, you go into the Downloads Specifications tab, and there you have it, Network Setup Video Tutorial. It'll jump you right over there. So first step with an app-ready device is to get the the network setup done as we just instructed. And then what happens is we use Scan and Connect, which you download the app and it's going to scan your network. It takes 30 seconds because, again, KeyDigital devices are not DHCP, they are static, so we have to go through all of the network addresses, available IP addresses. And when it scans, it will then find the unit, or you could just use it, the KeyDigital app as a demo if you wanted to take a look at that. And once it finds the unit, it'll show you that interface as we depicted before, right here, to give you that information or that control of the unit. So if that seems appealing, you'll probably want to reach out to our system design engineers. We have a free resource for you. It is our SDG, System Design Group. Send us your information with your answers to the top 5 system design questions. What are your sources, i.e. laptop 1, laptop 2 from a podium. You need to go in through the wall plate. You got Apple TV, cable box, etc. What are your displays? Is it one or more than one? What are the distances to each display? And you could even give us the names of those displays so we could really customize this thing for you. What are the distances so we know what extender to specify or HDMI cable? What's the desired resolution, of your system so that we could specify a 4K or 1080p system? And how do you wish to control that system? You email that information off to SDG, that stands for System Design Group, at keydigital.com with your info and the job info, and we're going to go ahead and return that over to you in a 2-day turnaround time, typically, unless we have any questions, in which case we then open up the dialogue with you. So it's a free service to get that factory stamp of approval. It's going to be very, very valuable to you. And at this time, we're going to go ahead and turn this over to any questions you may have. So go ahead and don't be shy. If it's on your brain, it might be on someone else's brain as well. Use the GoToMeeting control panel that's docked on the side of your screen to submit any questions over, and we'll read them aloud to the class. Okay, well, we didn't get any questions yet. So I tell you what, just as Chantel recommended, if you have any questions, you reach out to us on the phone or via email. You could reach us on the phone 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Somebody's saying, yeah, no questions here. Hey, that's great. I appreciate you sticking with us throughout this whole thing and participating. Nonetheless, yeah, just 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. The phone number is 914 667 9700, extension 3 for tech support. Or if we look on the website, it actually tells us right here the toll-free number as well. If you're outside of America, you could call us 1-855-KeyDigital as well, which is toll-free for Canada for sure. Or you just send an email over to tech@keydigital.com. Tech@keydigital.com is the best place to send an email, and 'cause, you know, a lot of us are workaholics and just keep our cell phones on all the time, so we could be at your beck and call. With that said, I'd like to thank you all again for joining us. If you have any more questions, send them over to us, and we look forward to training you next time. KeyDigital webinar series here. Keep us posted on your applications, please. Thank you very much.